What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is an unboxing and review of the Nerf Battle Camo ROUGHCUT. Okay, you guys, so the ROUGHCUT is yet another blaster that's being repainted in the Battle Camo paint scheme, which I think is really cool. This is another awesome blaster from the past that we really cannot find very often on shelves anymore, so it's cool that they are coming out with this again in a new paint scheme. The ROUGHCUT looks really cool in my opinion in the Battle Camo, and I cannot wait to get this thing open and do a review for you guys because I have not reviewed this specific blaster before on my channel. Now this is actually going to come with 16 of the Digicamo Elite darts, which I think is pretty cool because that's twice as many that actually goes into the ROUGHCUT. The ROUGHCUT is actually probably my favorite shotgun that Nerf has ever made. I think it's really practical because of its size. It can be used in a lot of different manners as a sidearm, as a pseudo primary-ish. Probably not a super practical primary, but it has been used many times as an underbarrel attachment or integration that can be very practical for a, a last ditch kind of shot, a very good backup shot. So I think this is a pretty cool blaster, and let's go ahead and check out the back of the box. Back of the box is just kind of showing its function with the rendering there, and once again, I'm surprised that we are not getting any range claims on this blaster. I think Nerf seems to have kind of stopped doing that for whatever reason. I don't know. I haven't seen it on any of the blasters that's come out this year. Now, this is a Walmart exclusive along with all the Battle Camo paint scheme blasters, and I've already done a review on the Strife. So if you want to check that out, click the indentation above. And there is also a Fire Strike coming out in this paint scheme also, so look out for that one. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. Let's crack her open, guys. So those are the darts that come with the blaster. These aren't really anything new. They're just kind of neat design darts, but they're still Elite darts, so they're not really all that great in my opinion. But it is nice of them to give you actually extras of those, so that's pretty cool. So you get double your darts, and then you got the blaster, and this thing I assume is going to perform and function the same as all other ROUGHCUTs in the past. I'm going to go ahead and put some darts in here, and I'll show you guys how this thing functions. Alright, you guys, so I went ahead and loaded this thing up with some Elite darts. This thing does have a nice tactical rail on top here that you can put your in-strike attachments on, so that's cool. It also has a bandolier or sling point attachment on top, and on the bottom of the grip here has a very comfortable grip. I've always really liked the ROUGHCUT grip. It's really nice and comfortable, and it allows you to kind of swing it around like that and have some fun with it when you're playing with it, so I think that's pretty sweet. Now this blaster is painted on both sides, although it does have some stickers here. For whatever reason they've loaded it up with stickers, but I guess that's better than embossing it on the actual blaster. But there's also a few embossed things on the blaster as well. But yeah, that's pretty sweet. We'll go ahead and see how this thing works. You pump action, so you prime it like that. It's pretty sweet, really fun. And we'll go ahead and fire a couple off here. We'll see if we can single shot it. There we go. Sweet. It does take a little bit of technique to actually single shot this blaster, but it is possible. You just really want to wrap your finger kind of around there, and then you want to put a little pressure on the right side of the trigger, and then you'll pull it all the way in the left side, and that should allow you to fire one dart and then the other. And of course, if you just pull right away, it'll shoot both darts at once. So it shoots the top two, then on down the line there. It does have a smart AR system, so it knows what barrels are loaded. So if you only have one dart in the top barrel, it will just shoot one dart, and it will shoot whatever one is loaded, from the top down. So that's pretty cool. Very awesome blaster. Is actually probably, I think, one of the first smart AR blasters that came out. So let's go ahead and take this thing outside, see what kind of performance it's getting. Alright, you guys, I actually spent some time and removed those stickers that were actually a major pain to get off. Make sure you have some Goo Gone when you remove those stickers because they aren't coming off easy. And interesting enough, they did decide to actually paint the Nerf logo in the rough 2x4 there on the left side of the blaster, unlike the Strife. But pretty cool looking blaster. Let's go ahead and put some single shots over the chronograph and see what kind of performance we're getting. Went ahead and loaded up with standard elite darts first, and then we'll shoot some AccuFakes. All right, do my best to single shot these. 100, wow. 70, that makes more sense. 72, 69, 96, that doesn't seem right. 66, that sounds more like it. 65, duplicate 65. So actually a pretty consistent performance. I think there were some misreadings there with those 196 readings, but around 70 FPS seems about right, and it doesn't decrease too much there as you work your way down, maybe around to the 65 range. So we'll go ahead and put some AccuFakes and see how they do. All right, let's see how this goes. Oop, shot two at once. 63, 63, 68, 66, 66, 65, 64. So, you know, about 65 to 70 FPS I think is where we're at. We had a few weird readings, but we'll go ahead and check out those ranges. Shortest one, 28 feet. I think that one kind of dove down into the ground. We have a nice clump here between that 32.5 foot range and 35 foot range. That seems to be a lot of them right there. And then a few of the longer ones went up here. The longest AccuFake looks to be about 40.5 feet. And then we have 3 Nerf Elite darts, and those are just short of 42 feet, and the longest one just short of 44 feet. So, you know, pretty standard, obviously, rough cut performance, elite performance with that around 70 FPS. All right, we're gonna go ahead and see how this thing does when you shoot both darts at once. AccuFakes. Definitely straighter with those AccuFakes. Let's check out the ranges. Well, that shortest one was just short of 27 feet. We have a lot of AccuFakes and one Elite right around that 31, 32 foot range. We have quite a few up here. We have one AccuFake just short of 30, maybe just right at 38 feet there. Couple Elite darts actually way past up here. One probably 47, 51, and about 52 feet respectively. So pretty darn good performance out of the rough cut. It is a great blaster, and it's great unmodified. I wouldn't really recommend modifying this. You can put stronger springs in there, but you will probably ruin those gears inside the priming mechanism eventually. So that's a choice you have to make, but it is really good stock, and that is what is so awesome about this blaster. Let's go back inside and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, you guys, so the rough cut is back, and it is performing the same as it always has, which is awesome because it's always been a really nice performing stock blaster. So this thing actually seemed to perform a tad bit better when shooting both darts at once as opposed to shooting one and then the other. Got a little bit better ranges, but performs really well around that 70 FPS mark, which is standard for Elite blasters, which is really nice. We had a few weird readings there, but I would kind of disregard those. It was definitely not hitting 100 FPS, so that was definitely a fluke and an error, but nevertheless, really like this blaster a lot. Really glad that Walmart is putting this out in their Battle Camo paint scheme. I think that's really cool, and it is running a little bit more expensive than it used to, about $25. I think it used to be priced around $20. So, you know, I don't think that's too bad of a price for this cool paint scheme, and you are getting it painted on both sides, so that's pretty cool. And obviously there's some inflation since this first was released back, you know, 5 years ago or whatever it was. Yeah, 2012. So it's been a while. So pretty awesome blaster, really cool looking, and I think this is a purchase if you guys like the rough cut for sure. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Nerf Battle Camo rough cut. Pretty sweet blaster, and I highly recommend you pick one up. Don't forget to smash that like button, please subscribe, and as always guys, peace out.